Hello Stampers, welcome to my channel. Come on in. Whether you are returning for another Make It Monday or this is your first time stopping by, thank you so much. I'm excited we're going to have a little bit of time to stamp together today. My name is Lori Staley. I am the Addicted Stamper with Stampin Up, and I've been a U.S. demonstrator for over 17 years, soon to be 18 years next month. Hard to believe. Time draws fly when you're having a good time. Before we get started with our project today, which is a sneak peek out of the upcoming catalog, I just wanted to review a few of the things that I have going on and then what Stampin' Up has going on right now. There's still time to sign up for my Christmas in July bingo. That's happening Thursday night at 7:30, July 22nd, right here on YouTube. So it will be my first time live on YouTube, so fingers crossed all goes well. But this is going to be such a fun event, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I would love it if you could join us. It is $40 registration fee. That gives you a goodie bag of over $25 in value, and it also gives you 4 games of bingo and 5 take and make projects that you will receive in your package as well. And the prizes are all valued at $30 or more. So it's going to be a really fun night. There's some sneak peek product in there, you know, just saying. So you might want to check it out. I'll drop the link for registration with all the details in there below. Doesn't commit you, but check it out. And if you are able to join us, again, I'd love to have you with us. It'll be a fun, fun night. Then I'm also doing my August through December paper share for all the beautiful new designer series papers that are being introduced in that mini catalog. And some of you may have received the mini catalog already. I know a few of my customers have. If you don't already have a demonstrator that you're working with and you're in need of catalogs in the United States, reach out to me. We can see what we can make happen for you. This paper share is going to include 6x6 sheets of paper, 96 of them. So you will get 2 6x6 sheets out of 9 different designer paper packs, right, of each of the patterns. So 96 sheets for that. Then there's an add-on that deals with all the specialty papers. We have some new silver foil. We have some gold shimmer vellum, which if you've seen our shimmer vellum, in color shimmer vellum, it is absolutely gorgeous. The cork, the snowy white velvet, and the craft paper, right? So that you would get one of each of those in the 6x6 size, and that add-on is $6. So in total, you would end up with, I think it's 103 sheets of paper for $40. Plus shipping if you're not a local Stampin' Friend, so that would be an additional $8. And I will also drop that registration link in the comments below for you. So in case you're interested in that and want to get your hands on some of that beautiful paper, I will be ordering them the first minute I can on August 3rd, and hope to have them back out to you by mid-August. So keep that in mind. They all come packaged individually in their own 6x6 sleeve that's labeled with the name, the size, the item number, and the price as well. Plus, if you do reserve yours by August 2nd with your payment, you're going to get a sampling of the bedazzled, beautiful specialty paper coming in the Celebration catalog. And did you know that we have a second celebration coming up? This is the first year Stampin' Up has offered 2 celebrations, and I am super excited because it also means that Celebration has Christmas offerings. So it is going to be a great time. Of course, Celebration only runs August and September, and the mini catalog will run August through December, but I can't wait to get started. And then just another quick reminder, there is a designer series paper sale going on with Stampin' Up, 15% off 9 different packs of designer series paper, including the In Good Taste, which is the large pack that we offer. And that's a really good deal. That is down to $17.85 from $21. The rest of these are all on sale for $9.78. This paper sale does run through August 2nd, so you have a little bit of time to take advantage of that. But it is a great opportunity to stock up on your designer series paper for the rest of the year. And then be sure to check my Facebook channel out if you haven't already. I have a very active presence over there. I'm live 3 times a week. Tuesdays at 2 with a technique or a tip. Thursday mornings for coffee and cards. Grab a cup and come join us. And then Sunday night is my mystery stamping night, where we do 2 projects. Usually at least one is a fun fold. Maybe there's a technique thrown in there as well. But I send out all the materials, the sizes, the supplies that you need ahead of time that morning so that you can gather and then come stamp along with me at 8 o'clock on Sunday nights. All right. Boy, that was a mouthful, huh? Don't forget, these are coming, right? So here's the new celebration. Here's the new mini catalog. Can't show those to you. Here's the paper we used last week in our Make It Monday with our fun fold Christmas card for Christmas in July. And then look at this, penguins. Who's a penguin lover? They're so cute. So I am excited to share with you today a sneak peek of one of the products in the catalog called Nature's Harvest. And I love this. I love the cone flowers on here. The script is so pretty. There's several different greetings in here. Sending healing thoughts. May nature's beauty bring peace to your soul. Of course, a thank you, a good luck, and then a reminder to never forget how much you mean to me and so many others. So beautiful imagery. And then we have these amazing new dies. Now, actually today I didn't use the dies on the project we're going to do, but trust me, I will be playing with these very soon. Little bit reminiscent of the Meadow dies that bundles with the Quiet Meadow stamp set. And then we have the images, of course, that will cut out our stamped images, as well as some labels for our greetings. So really great bundle coming up in that new August to December catalog. And your catalog will say July to December on it, just so as to not get confused by that. We had originally intended to release the catalog in July, but Stampin' Up! Made the difficult decision to delay the release until August because we were having some issues getting product in. And rather than have everyone disappointed because they couldn't get what they wanted when they wanted it, we did make the decision, or Stampin' Up! Made the decision to delay that release of the catalog. So, but it was obviously too late to change the dates on it. All right, so here's the card we're going to make. We're bringing in the spotlight technique on here. This was very popular when I first joined Stampin' Up! As a matter of fact, I think my very first swap for a convention that I went to included the spotlight technique. But it is a great technique. It really draws your eye, draws focus to a particular portion of your stamped image. And if it's a large image that requires coloring, not a two-step stamp, but literally hand coloring, this is a way to create a beautiful card using those images and minimize the amount of coloring you have to do. So we are going to start with that. We're pulling in some of the older in colors with Cinnamon Cider. And this is a 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. Please don't worry about writing down any measurements if you really like the card and want to try it again later, because I will put them all in the description below as well. There'll be a lot for you to check out down there. Then I just took a piece of Bumblebee and I embossed that in the Tasteful Textile embossing folder. That kind of has become my replacement for the Subtle folder, if you remember that folder. But this is one of those folders, and I know I've mentioned this to you in videos before. This is one of the folders that really breaks the fibers down. And so what we want to do is we want to make sure that we're going with a gentle hand when we're applying the adhesive, because otherwise it could actually tear your paper, right? That seal is so strong, it will grab those broken down fibers and just take the paper right along with it as you pull it across. So you want to be careful with that. Then we're going to bring in our piece of basic white to stamp our image on. So I actually stamped this in Sahara Sand, but I actually also off-stamped it because I didn't want it to be quite so strong. I didn't want the color to be quite so strong. Now this is a larger stamp, so usually what I do is I take my ink pad to my stamp. I'm going to off-stamp that right here, and then I'm going to bring it in. And I'm going to keep it, you know, kind of up a little bit. So we're going to get that, and then we have that beautiful impression. And I like the mottled look in the flowers. It's exactly what I wanted. So that looks really good to me. We are going to go ahead now and grab our layering circles. Now I did already cut out the piece that we're going to mount the image to with the next largest size of circle. So I have my Bumblebee circle. We're going to pull in the smaller circle die. And you can position this anywhere you want on your image. I'm trying to get just a little bit of each of the flowers here. So we're going to do this. Okay, about right there. And I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine. If you've watched me before, you know I'm going to leave you for just a second because my die cutting machine sits to my left. And it's just a little bit easier to take the paper over there, quickly run that through, and then come back rather than try to bring the machine into the camera. So there we have our image. And there we have our other piece. Now we're just going to use some blends, and my colors for this were, what do we have here? We have, I can't read it, dark pumpkin pie and light pumpkin pie and light cinnamon cider and light old olive. So, cinnamon cider is like one of my favorite fall colors, but for whatever reason, I so often forget about it. And, you know, my first instinct was to go for like early espresso for the cone flower, but I realized that this works just as well and kind of stays a little bit more with the color family that I'm using here. So I'm not going to come over here and color, right? You'd think, okay, let's finish it up over here. Nope, we're going to leave that just the way it is and continue on with the rest of our flower and our stem. Let's go ahead and do our stem. I'm tending to use the bullet tip for this. If you prefer the brush tip, you can absolutely grab the brush tip side and use that to color your image. Because we're coloring this because we stamped this in such a light color as well, it almost looks a little bit watercolored, I think. What do you think? And which that's a fun technique too. If you've never tried that, it's called No Line Watercoloring. Maybe we'll do a video on that one day soon. So I'm just bringing the darker shade down slightly into the petals, obviously. Oops, wrong tip. And then I'm going to come back in with my light shades. Focusing on this flower first. Get my color added, and then we're going to come back over those lines so they're not quite so in your face, right? I do a little circular motion to blend those into the lighter color. Okay. We're also going to add some of this here. It's a little harder to color at a distance, and I'm wanting to make sure I stay in camera for you, so I'm kind of away from myself. So hopefully I'm staying in the lines. But again, with it being almost a no line watercolor technique, we don't have a lot of lines to worry about. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Maybe one more down here. We're going to come back in with that dark again too. And just add a little detail. And again, these are the pumpkin pie blends that I'm using. Typically, I start with the dark so that I can blend at the same time as when I'm adding the light. But since I had the light in my hand, I went ahead and just colored. So now I'll just come back in and blend that harsh line out where the two colors are meeting. This one I'm just going to do a little bit because I like that detail. Okay, so there you go. So we've colored that image in a whole lot less time than it would have taken us to color the entire piece. And we're going to go ahead and mount that to our circle. And then before I do anything else, I'm going to move all of this to protect it. I don't really know what we call this technique. I call it the smack technique or the splatter. I guess it's called splatter. So I have the pumpkin pie Stampin' Right marker. This does not work with the blends, so you do need the Stampin' Right marker. And and you can do bone folder to marker, or you can do marker to bone folder. And I know for you it probably doesn't look like anything is happening, but we are getting some nice splatter on there. The other thing that does happen, and the reason I know this is I had this happen in the studio when I was designing this card. When you do this technique, the brush tip starts to move out of the pen. So every once in a while, stop and come back, push that in, because truthfully, I didn't even realize it until I was trying to get some additional color in one section, and yeah, the tip was actually gone. So I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up on camera. It's very subtle, but there's definitely some speckles on here of the pumpkin pie, and it just adds a little something to the card. So we've got that, but yeah, definitely make sure that you're keeping your eye on your brush tip. Mine disappeared. We did find it. I thoroughly cleaned my studio, and it actually, we just laid new flooring down here. It was actually in one of the crevices between the boards. So, you know, that was fun looking for that. So the trick now here is, of course, to line this up with your stamped image so that it just looks seamless going across there. And that looks perfect to me. We're going to add just a little bit of seal around the edges so I can get that in place. Do that again. Make sure we've got everything lined up. And that looks really good. So what do you think? Do you think that looks like No Line Watercoloring? I absolutely do. I think that looks great. All right, we're going to bring back in our card base now. And this is going to go on here. But first, we're going to add a strip of our designer paper. This is our 6x6 in color family designer series paper. Guess what? I didn't have Old Olive designer series paper when I created this card. So what I did is I pulled in Pear Pizzaz, and I think it's a pretty close match. So we're going to go with that. Mount this just in the center and just a little bit showing, and then we can mount the whole thing. So I have to say, this is unusual for me. I'm a big ribbon girl. I love ribbon on my cards, but I didn't put any ribbon on this card today. And I splattered before because I wanted this to remain white in the background. I don't know if you can see it a little bit better on this one or not with that on there now. But the splatter, I didn't want it to come into the flower itself. So I wanted that white to pop the flower. Then I have our little strips. This is what we're using instead of ribbon. And we are using a greeting from Encircled in Friendship with Heartfelt Thanks. Another beautiful stamp set. That one is actually in the annual catalog. So if you're looking for that, that's where you'll find that. It has beautiful dies that coordinate with it as well. Let's see if I can keep myself in camera and get it at least somewhat centered. What do you think? What are my shot? What's my shot? Not too bad. I'll take it. So this is going to get mounted right on the piece of Bumblebee. That's the exact same width. We're just going to have the tails. So if you didn't want to have the full piece, you could absolutely just trim small sections off and attach them on the ends. I already had this piece cut as I was trying to figure out what I was going to do. So I stayed with it. And then this is going to go behind just as a slight accent and to bring in the cinnamon cider color. And believe it or not, I didn't even use any dimensionals on this card. And you know, I'm a big dimensional fan too. But I really want those flowers to be the highlight of the card. So there's the card front. I did speckle this piece before we came on camera, just because I figured you didn't need to hear me banging anymore. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm just going to stamp, not going to color, although you absolutely could, but I'm just going to put the flower full strength down here now. Off stamp that, just to bring the front into the back, right? The inside to the card front to the inside. But I love this stamp set. I can see lots more cards in my future with this. I'm a big fall girl too, so for me it is a beautiful representation of fall done in those colors. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Let me know where you're watching from, if you're thinking of trying the card. And if you do not have a demonstrator in the United States that you're currently working with, I would love to help you on your stamping journey. Just reach out to me. We can talk about getting you a set of catalogs. I also have a website. If you're ready to place an order for some of that beautiful designer paper that's on sale, you can find me at addictedstamper.stampinup.net. Here's my July host code. With a minimum $25 product order in July, I do what we call just cards. So you will receive card kits to make these 5 cards for just the postage, right? And if you live local, then it's a porch pickup and there's no charge at all. So you get these cards, you get an emailed photo PDF to assist you in putting the cards together. And again, that's a minimum $25 product order on my website using that hostess code for July. Each month there's a new set of cards, and if it's your first order with me, you will also receive a small welcome gift from me in the mail. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for stopping by. Come back next week for another Make It Monday and most likely another sneak peek. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.